Okay, so some people have been asking for an updated fish room, I guess, exploration. So the fish room's still looking like this. I still have that 55-gallon underneath there that is just storage. I don't know what else to put in it right now. This is, let's see if I can, no, the bottom light. This is the 90-gallon tropical tank that I have. I feel like it's super duper overstocked, but the nitrates are staying low and stable with some water changes a couple times a week. I've got rainbow fish, a blue gourami, a bunch of molly and platy fry that are growing out, some autosyncluses, a bunch of snails, and there are 3 honey gouramis that I just put in here a couple days ago, which people told me could not be done because the blue gourami would kill them. But I think they've been okay so far. I've been able to find them every day, all 3 of them. They kind of stay hidden. Nope. They're right there, back by that water intake. So they're doing all right. They kind of come out and pick at some of the flowers and the stuff off of the leaves. I think there's enough going on in the aquarium that the blue gourami just leaves them alone, which is great. Because the rest of the tanks are slowly moving over to cold water, which the honey gouramis probably would not like. So next we have the goldfish tank, another 90-gallon tank. These are the big guys. They are in the spring going outside into their 330-gallon IBC tote. So they're just kind of wintering in here. And oddly enough, the nitrate levels are pretty low in this tank. I put some hornwort in here, the excess hornwort that's growing in the other tanks, because I thought maybe they would eat them. They don't. They play around and swim through them, but they definitely don't eat them, which might be a problem eventually long term with this hornwort. And then up here we've got bamboo and some snake plants, just kind of in the top of the tank. And that's mainly because when we put this fish room in here, I had nowhere else to bring in and winterize my plants. So they're now fish tank plants. And then in this 10-gallon, we have some Bosemani rainbow fish babies that we got from Live Aquaria. They have another week of quarantine left before they can go in the big tank. And then here we've got some more platy babies. So they just kind of hang out. It's heavily planted in there so they feel nice and safe. They're just eating and growing. It's another 10-gallon. And then here we've got some golden white clouds. I'm not really sure how much bigger they're going to get, if they're babies or not. But I got 20 of them. 3 have passed away. This is the Live Aquaria order, so they're still in quarantine. They're cute little guys. So after they're out of quarantine, they're going to go into this 20-gallon tank that's heavily planted and already cycled. So they're going to go in here, and hopefully they will just populate. And my 20 will turn into 100 or so. We're just going to let them hang out there and colony breed. And then in this 10-gallon tank, I have all of the pretty boys that are growing out. So these are the male guppies that are going to go to new mommies probably in a couple weeks. They're just kind of getting bigger, putting on some size, and we're going to set them up in little 2-gallon snack container aquariums that'll look kind of cool. They're super active and happy and swimming around. They're thinking I'm going to feed them. And then what I'm doing with my guppy tanks, this is another 20-gallon guppy tank. I am slowly lowering the temperature in these tanks. So in here we've got a uncountable number of guppies. We've got the cover's not too bad. I just thinned out the hornwort about a week ago. So it's usually packed with hornwort. So there's not a lot of cover right now for the fish to swim in, but they're doing all right. I'm expecting a pretty good die-off as I lower the temperature, because I want to try to get all of my guppies converted back to cold water, which is what they used to be. until they were kind of factory farmed, and you know, they grow faster in the warmer waters and you get more babies and all of that stuff. So I want to try to not have a heater in there if possible and have a cold water strain. But I've got some Autosynclus in there. I have 2 of them, which I'm not really sure are going to do well with the lowering of the water. And then I've got 2 accidental cory cats down there. I think they're salt and pepper cories. They came in on an egg on some plants, I think, that I thought were dead, and I threw in here, and they were not dead. And they hatched and have raised up. But they're pretty shy. It's hard to find them. But this tank here actually might be my favorite tank. I can just sit here and watch them forever. They're always active and pretty and silly. And then the last tank down here, let me get on the floor, is another guppy tank. I don't like these color of guppies as well as I do the top ones. But there's guppies and shrimp, and they've also got a couple Autosynclus to clean the glass and stuff in here. And the snails, and this is also, you know, pretty lightly planted. This is usually 3 times as much plants in here. But I just thinned it out to get that 20 gallon ready for the little babies that are in quarantine right now. But maybe if it wasn't on the floor, I'd like this tank better, because I have to sit down to sit here and watch it. But still, like, look at that male. That male's really pretty. He actually, I just got him, he just came out of quarantine yesterday. I got him off of Aquabid. He's just gorgeous. So hopefully he'll pass those genes along to all the guppies in here and make me like them a lot better. So these guys I'm slowly lowering the temperature too. Same thing, I'm going to get these guys cold water tolerant. And I'll put some of them outside for summer tubbing and see how many babies we can get. But that's pretty much it. So once everybody's out of quarantine, I'll have a few open tanks, and I still have that 55 that I don't know what to do with, and come spring that 90 gallon will be empty. I don't know what to do with that either. It'd be interesting if I could stick 1,000 golden white clouds in that 90 gallon and see how they act. But I'd have to breed them out first, because there's no money to buy 1,000 golden white clouds. But always something to do. Fishies are always swimming around. And this tank one more time before we sign off. Just so active. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the fish room. Thanks for watching.